Stephanie Bain, I have a books. I'm a book nerd. There's so many books. Hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is going to be my fall recommendations. Still hot-ish in Florida, not as hot, but it's still hot. But I wanted to share my favorite reads for fall. I know everyone has like a genre they go to. Some people like fantasy, some people like historical fiction, some people like, thrillers and mysteries. My favorites are paranormal. I associate fall with Halloween, and I will forever be such a big fan of like witches and vampires and werewolves and all of that really fun stuff. Or ghosts too, although I haven't read a lot of ghost stories. But these are just books that I just really enjoy in the fall months, and I wanted to share them with you. Most of these I have actually read in the fall, and only like one or two I think I haven't, but these are my fall reads. Continue forth. The first one I have here is an adult, if I'm correct. New adult, I think. And that is The Physic Book of Deliverance Dane by Katherine Howe. I really enjoy this. It's about a woman or a girl who's about to get her doctorates, and what is it? I'm sorry, I always forget what it's called. She's doing research on her dissertation paper, right? On her doctoral dissertation, her grandmother passes away, and she has to clear out her mother's house, and she finds out that maybe she comes from a long line of witches. It's really fun, and I just really enjoyed this whole story. Absolutely loved it. The next one I have is a young adult by Katherine Howe, and that is Conversion. I actually really loved this book. I read this last year for Halloween. I really enjoyed it. I loved the story, the plot. It was very like what's happening, what's going on. And it just kept me in the mood, and it's about a group of girls who start getting sick in a school and things start happening, ticks and whatnot. And maybe or maybe not that's originally Salem Town. Who knows? The next one I have here is actually not a paranormal, and it's a mystery thriller, and that is In the Woods by Tana French. This and The Likeness I highly recommend, but this is about a detective who, when he was younger, him and his two friends went into the woods. They went missing for, I believe it was just the day or maybe a couple of days, something like that. I don't remember how long he was gone. But when he turns up, they find him with his shoes filled with blood and stuff, but his friends, they don't know what happened to them. Fast forward present day, he's a detective, he's grown, and there is a series of things happening in the same woods that he went missing. This is such a gripping mystery. Honestly, it's my favorite mystery I have ever read. I highly recommend it, thoroughly enjoy it. Marked by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. While I don't enjoy the series as much as I used to, I've read a couple, I've read 8 books. The last 2 were good, not my favorites. The beginning of the series, specifically the first 4 books, is a lot of fun. It's about a girl named Zoe who lives in this world. It's our world, but with vampires. And the thing is at a certain time in their lives, they find out, well, you're actually a vampire, and the way that it's set up, and there's just so many things that happen. It's so good. I love it. It's so much fun. It's definitely for this time of year, but it's like a really fun version. It's not scary or anything. It's just the school house of night is where they go. It's good. The Secret Circle series. It's really originally just a trilogy, but they added 3 other books on. I've only read the first 3 books. This is about a girl named Cassie whose grandmother is sickly, so her and her mom move with her grandmother, and there she finds out, because of a bunch of teenagers, that she's actually a witch, and things happen. If you don't feel like reading it, they have the first season and only season on the CW. Sucks they never renewed it, because that show is what got me into reading the books, and they're equally good, different, but just they're both really good. I always recommend this. This is one of my favorite paranormal series ever, and that is the Night World series by L.J. Smith. There's 3 bind-ups. Each bind-up has 3 books. These are actually very, very fast reads. Each story follows different characters, but all revolving around the 2 rules for the Night World. No one should know of the Night World, which consists of vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, witches, and all of those fun creatures. And second, none of the Night Worlds or, Night World creatures can fall in love with a human, aka the soulmate principle, and that's what it revolves around, and there's just a lot of things going on. Immortal Series by Allison Knoll, and this is the first book evermore, but it's about a girl who loses her family, she survives, and she becomes an introvert. So yes, it is kind of tropey, but I like that trope. It's one of my favorite tropes, along with a couple others. But you know, like, she meets this guy and the guy hot, and the guy just happens to be immortal, but it's not about vampires. This is paranormal, but not with witches and stuff. This is Kissed by an Angel. This is a paranormal romance following a young girl named Evie, however you pronounce her name, okay? I'm gonna say Ivy. So it's about a girl named Ivy who believes in angels. Like, she has like her little statues and she really believes in them. Her mother gets married to some guy who has a wicked wicked son who becomes her wicked stepbrother. And she meets a guy named Tristan, and it literally tells you this in the back. Tristan dies, and you know, things happen, but it's a mystery. It's super fun. The Sweep series. This is book 2 because I don't own book 1. I used to have a bind up. That doesn't matter, and I'm telling you anyway. But okay, out of witches, this is my favorite series. It's a 15-book little small book series. It's about a girl named Morgan who's adopted, and she finds out she's a witch, aka favorite trope ever. I will always love that. I love it when they're like special and they don't know it, but this new guy comes into town and he starts, you know, like making a little group with the kids in school, and that's when she finds out she's actually a blood witch, and just lots of things happen. Asylum by Madeline Rowe. This book isn't necessarily like scary. I don't remember being creeped out, or maybe I was. I'm not 100% sure, but I really did just enjoy the book. It's one of those books where you don't get a whole lot from it other than entertainment. I gave it like a 3.75 or 3.5, something like that, but I do recommend it because it's fun. If you know you're going into this just to be like, it's like when you go watch a scary movie nowadays. They're all disappointing. None of them are scary. The only time they scare you is when something pops up, but it's not like, you know, it's one of those things. But I really did enjoy it. I thought it was good. I like the photos that are throughout it. But it's about I don't remember his name, Dan, who goes to the school. The school used to be an asylum, and things start calling out to him and stuff. I like it. It's Chain Letters by Christopher Pike. The first book is Chain Letter. The second one is Ancient Evil. While Ancient Evil was good, it wasn't as good as the first book. Chain Letter itself was actually good. I did get creeped out. Read it around this time, like a couple years ago. It was good. Not enough to be like, oh my god, I can't go to sleep. But like, I was reading late at night and I would be like, what the hell was that? Oh my god, what was that? Like, you know? If you like I Know What You Did Last Summer, you would like Chain Letter. And the last book I have is a recent read I read at the beginning of this year. I am going to read the second book for October. I'm super excited because I really enjoy this, and that is The Merciless by Daniel Vega. This book was creepy. It was disgusting in some parts. It's really good, but it's about a girl named Sophia. She moves to a new town, so Sophia comes to this new school. There's a girl that everyone dislikes, and then there's like, you know, the popular rich like Christian girls, because it's like a small town type thing, you know? And she starts hanging out with them, and things happen, and there's an exorcism that's really twisted, and then just things start happening, and you're just like, what? Yep. I also really enjoyed this one. I gave this like a 4 out of 5 or something like that. But those are my fall recommendations. What are books that you like, that you maybe reread every fall, or what is your favorite genre? But yeah, those are my recommendations. Maybe they're shitty. I don't know. I'm still recommending them to you. But comment down below what are your favorite books you've read in the past that have to do with this time of year, or what books get you in the mood for fall and stuff. Comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.